Всем привет, с вами Юрнелла. Проходим игру LA Noire. Отдел нравов, обнаженный город. Поехали.
.187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
Рой у нас крыса. В будущем пристрелю его, скорее всего.
What's with that getup of yours anyway?
Это его дело.
Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me
Рой,
worried.
ты там не выпендривайся.
Like it or not,
То не
we're a
будет хватать
dysfunctional
пару
couple
зубов.
now. People judge me with you on my arm same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
Да
I
совсем
really hope
чувак
you're joking,
офигел.
Roy.
I think Gregory's had my perfect mind.
You know the way. You can drive.
Заводи тачку. Вези босса на дело.
Seem distracted. We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Я вижу, как ты
Closing one
делаешь.
case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is
Бабки
really going
берешь,
on while we're wasting our
стучишь,
time following this stuff?
взятки и так далее.
Are you
Не
going to tell me?
допрыгаешься.
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages, the odds for and against lightning striking.
Second floor. Apartment 6.
Этаж, квартира 6. В конце коридора.
Thanks.
Спасибо. Ну что, Рай, пойдешь вперед? Или опять я в соло должен тащить катку? Я так и думал. Стоп, понтов выше крыши. О, прикольные стены.
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug?
О, господи, все дружбаны мы.
Relax, Rusty.
И Расти тут. Жирный ублюдок, тебя так и не
26
пристрелили.
years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here.
Mal is 100%.
Что ж мне
murder.
так не везет на
You
напарника?
mind if I take a look around?
Одни
Sure.
козлы.
Right ahead.
О. Это кто тут сидит? Поглазим сейчас на фоточке.
This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
Ничего.
There's been a modeling assignment.
Работа манекенщицы. Опа. Джулия.
It's a place to start. Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Да. Бабки рубит. Ничего. Кто ж тебя замочил? Любовник? Продавец наркоты? Итальяшка этот наркодилер? Что у нас на кухне? Кавчик есть?
Incidental.
Совпадение. А что это? Кавчик, совпадение? Я кушать хочу и совпадение. Тоже хочешь кушать?
It doesn't appear to be connected.
Ты не думай, Фелпс. Ты делаешь, что тебе говорят.
I doubt it.
Опа, опа.
It would take a smarter man than me to connect that.
Дело, ладно, потом. Музычка такая сразу.
Quality English smoking jacket.
Английский пиджак.
I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
Бардак. О, на таблетках сидит. Это залет.
Looks like barbiturates.
Снотворное. Короче, ее усыпили и напичкали наркотой. Но кто это мог сделать? Нужно больше фигуранты дела.
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing?
Что там еще? Доктор Стоунман.
We should speak
Знаю
to the
одного
doctor.
доктора.
Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
Да блин, нет, нет, хотел. А, ясно, ясно. Тортик? Шмотки. Так, ну что тут у нас?
Val, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I take a
Я
look?
только зашел, я ничего
Be
не
my
видел.
guest. Take a closer look at her head and neck.
Голову шею. Душил кто-то?
The neck is bruised pretty badly.
Господи, фу.
Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good.
Садомаза. А ну-ка. Ногти, ногти еще покусанные. Фу, фу, какая мерзость. О, сейчас блюну. Колечко?
Very unusual ring.
I could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
It spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
This is her in these photos? It's something else.
Может, в сортире что-нибудь есть?
Miss Julie was.
Pretty girl like that? Maybe she was having trouble with the boys, huh?
Ах! А, нет.
Couldn't
Он
take it
застрял.
anymore. So she ran herself a bath and down some pills, and then she just drifted off.
Ладно, побазарим.
I don't know. Julie, she always...
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson. I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact.
Душевное состояние жертвы.
Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
Что значит не больше обычного? Ты что гонишь? Смотри на меня. Отводит глаза. Не верю. Я тебе не верю. Ну, снотворное, вот, по идее, ложь. У меня же есть доказательства. Морфин. Не больше обычного. Да ты ложь. Ложь тебе нафиг. Где цифра 3?
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She was taking barbiturates. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pillbox, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star. A princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
Кто его знает? Может, в постели кувыркалась. Личная жизнь жертвы.
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Что ты глаза отводишь? Смотри на меня. Да блин. Ну это ложь она, походу, опять. И чё, какие у меня доказательства есть? Блин. Ну, сомнения. Блин, не то. Не то. Сомнения.
Men friends, Mrs. Reynoldson. Spill it.
I will not spread gossip about Miss Julia. She was very nice to me.
Чё,
I don't
все-таки...
care if she was the Virgin Mary sister. Who was she
Ну вот
humping?
как я могу... Это
You
не
changed the
доказательство, что
sheets.
два мужчины,
You're
может, там было.
disgusting.
Она говорит,
If
не
you're going to
знаю,
take that
может и
tone,
быть.
I won't answer any more questions.
Пипец. Я не знаю, как те доказательства можно было предъявить.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Ой. Замечательно, сэр. Ну как замечательно? Ну, сомнения опять.
Mrs. Reynoldson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all, and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldson. You've been very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home.
Ну и чё?
Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm a Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
Полиция, дорогу. Чё, блин, куда ехать? Проверь пиджак.
You
Отработать.
can drive.
Where are we going?
Магазин одежды даст. Ну, одежда, пиджак. Пойдем по улике пиджака. Давай, Расти, ой, Расти. Рой, шевелись.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing off his lunch.
Well, hello. What can I help you
Здорово,
with today?
здорово.
I understand you, but thousands.
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort
Она
of trouble?
мертва. Замочили
She
в
was found
ванной
dead this
два
morning.
мужика. Накачали, удушили, утопили. Все, нет ее.
How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very
Ну
beautiful
да,
girl.
неплохая, неплохая, не спорю. Блин, а. Ну, у меня нет, ну что, ну нормально. Нормально же сказала. Нормально.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Не надо не спугнуть
Husbands
же
sometimes come in here with their wives.
свидетеля.
When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
И мне тоже.
Did she have any
Опа!
close friends here?
Ты заказала
Actually,
ее?
yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
Да, конечно, в порядке.
Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it?
Опа!
Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement.
Подарок
Do you mind if I take
Генри?
a closer look?
Я знаю, кто ей подарил кольцо.
That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you. How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Мой жених. Ох-ох-ох. Жених твой. И с Джулией тусовался. Запутанное дело. Чувствую бабский след. Чувствую... Или вот эти две бабы ее убили. Чувствую, это не мужики были. Или заказ. Бабский заказ был. Ну хорошо. Истину глаголишь.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about him.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Дружат.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
Да, кто это? Мистер Хендерсона. Хендерсон. Кто такой Хендерсон? Ну, не врет, наверное.
She was wearing a
Нет, он на
sapphire
нее ничего.
engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
Ну,
That's all
правильно.
for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your
Как-то
fiancé
всё
to visit
гладко.
Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Да ты что?
Julia Randall was
Секретная
found dead this
тайна.
morning.
Не рассказывай.
Oh, no.
Придурок.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Полицейская тайна. Ты что, гонишь,
She's
что
so
ли?
full of life.
Трепаться на все стороны. Мудак. Я бы ничего не рассказывал. Куда ты, Рось, садишься? Ты забыл свое место, что ли?
You're behind the wheel.
Fine, where are we headed?
Клиника доктора Стоунмана. Пересаживайся давай.
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking a big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Банк оф Америка. Рут бир. Это что, пиво? Fireproof отель. Баггис. Алако. Это, по-моему, точно пивко. Пивко для рывка, как говорится. Где тут наш доктор? Так. Доктор Стоуман, 505.
Here, Stoneman, office 505.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
Тут 5-й. Ну-ка, тут что-то светит красиво. Да, окна-то мы не моем. Вроде больница или что это вообще? Грязь такая.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr.
Ну, блин,
Stoneman
мою
is with the
фразу
patient.
украл.
Would you like
Это
to
я
wait?
так обычно говорю.
No, we wouldn't.
LAPD, всем
Tell him
стоять.
we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Девочка,
Dr.
давай тут не
Stoneman,
учи
I
нас.
have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Эй, чувак. Может, ты и есть,
Your
я вот не...
investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here.
Да мне насрать на твой радикулит. Я тебя трону сейчас. Че борзые пошли, ребята.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
Связь с
How well
жертвой.
did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Полгода назад. Глаза уводишь. Не можешь прямо смотреть на меня. Нет. Ты скрываешь что-то от меня. А, это он, наверное, наркоту выписал ей. Блин. Ну-ка, еще раз. Да блин, ну у меня нету доказательств, что вот это выписал. Ну не он же выписал, откуда я вот знаю? Он не он. Сомнения только. Нету у меня доказательств. Не дай бог неправильно. Нету доказательств. Сомнения.
You didn't like her, did you?
It wasn't a question of like, Detective. She was incredibly beautiful. When you looked in her eyes, you knew how a mouse felt before a snake. Not an ounce of warmth there.
Да fuck. Дополнительные лекарства.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Надо было все-таки предъявлять доказательства. Ну и что вот он согласился? И что вот сейчас я должен выбрать? Блин, ну правда же он сказал? Ох, сложно, сложно. Доказательств у меня нету. Ну это же истина, ну игра примет мою истину, по боку, пристину, я истины хочу. Ах, точно!
Miss Randall felt her only control over her
Ох,
life
я
was through
такую
her
фигню,
appearance.
точно у нее же вес нормально, аж не
We
толстый.
often find the more obstructive people tend to be, Dr. Stoneman, the more they
Да,
hide.
сомнение надо было нажимать. У нее же свес нормальный у нее. Я такую фигню сейчас нажал. Блин.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Что там, в полиции сидит чувак?
The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Да, тебе везет, лысый. Что я так затупил? Все, можете заходить. С своим радикулитом. Неудачно сегодня день. Не с той ноги встал. Не выспался. Рой все настроение испортил в самом начале. И пошло-поехало.
The old boy's lying.
Ладно, немножко жирок разжигаем. Фелпс.
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. It's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
Тут телочки замешаны.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Do we know where we're going?
Have you noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Ну что ты там, док, нашел новенькое? Сейчас бы тебя еще найти тут. Экс.
That's the cop from the newspaper.
Да. Коронер. Нет. А, вон ты.
Wrinkled was not one of the
Ну
things I
что
wanted
тут
to
у
be
нас?
when I grew
Roy,
up.
I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening, Mal.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be
Because
from
it's
getting his head
царапины.
remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Что там? Что там, Мал?
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
Рой, ты чё, блин? Не порт мне настроение. Я и так не в духе.
The nerve of some people.
Hey, I gave his wife a tap. I said all's fair in love and war.
Вот где сейчас его искать?
I recognize that guy from the papers. He's a cop.
Mr. Arnett,
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry.
Okay.
It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
Связь с жертвой.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
Модельер. Ну хорошо. Я тебе поверю.
And you were close? We were friends.
С друзьями? Да как неправильно!
Really? That's everything you need? I have more for you, detective. I'm sure.
Поговорить.
Hey, you think those Vice boys get on the other side?
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Блин. Да чё первое-то не пошло? Кольцо с черным сапфиром, типа подарил. Это он ей подарил. Надо было про кольцо впарить ему. Да, ошибка опять. Что ты сказал мне? Ну, сомнений у меня нет, я не знаю, у меня нет доказательств.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Чё, опять неправильно? Ёшкин кот. Это я точно сегодня не встал ни с той ноги.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
Ты ж пиздишь вот сейчас опять. Ну.
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julie Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
Bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Yeah.
Isn't there anything else you can do?
You're some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. The Fighting Sixth.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
He's in that car at the lights.
Рой, ты повести не хочешь?
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
Пикает мне. Буду в этом ряду держаться. Поворот направо, поворот. Это вообще без понятия, как тут ездим. Эй, ёб твою мать! Помеха справа! Куда ты едешь? Ёшкин кот!
I'd have expected a
Ты
cat
чё?
like Arnett to be a better black.
Шли вон. Красный. Скачиваюсь за машину. И он тут же сваливает. Стоп. Остановился. Погнал. Красный. Газу, газу, газу. Разгончик у тачки слабоват. Опять красный, да я все на красный ездил. Газу! Надо перестраиваться.
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
Тюрьма?
He needs money and fast.
Опа, спалил.
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him. See how he intends to spend the money. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Чё? Посмотрел меня как на придурка. Дяденька.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Чё? О, да. Опа. Чтобы стать такого. Газу, газу, Фелпс. О, алкаши ходят уже. Сразу увидел алкаши.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
Чересчур сыкливый чувак, чтобы сразу на ногу давать.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
Это чё?
God, it's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over. The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Беверли. Чего Рою отдал, блин? Мне кажется, у нас бы надежнее он был бы. Куда ты, Рой,
Can you drive to this one?
All right, where to?
А, куда ехать-то? Позвонить, может, потом? Вон, телефон.
That's a guy from the paper. Sounds like
Летит.
a case.
Рой, тачку подгони.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Ой, это что, по-русски там, что ли?
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Any messages?
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks.
See him? I saw his picture in the paper. He worked that case. The lady that got $100.
You're behind the wheel.
Do we know where we're going?
Сначала опросим
A
полицейских.
one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
Come on, let's give him a hand.
Right behind you,
Можем.
Wallace.
Я что,
Protect yourself.
шестерка, что ли? Я уже давно таким делом не занимался.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Ну ты бегаешь, чувак. Пристрелить-то можно его? Я не люблю бегать. Я не люблю бегать. Ах вы! У меня солнце светит.
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
Надо сразу пристрелить было, блин. Эх, там. Перед стволом не бегайте. Блять, блин.
Give me some goddamn
Пиджак
cover.
продырявили. Иди сюда. Надо было сразу мочить их. Так бы пиджак бы мне не подстрелили.
Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole
Да мне
posse.
интересно, чувак. Мне
Bad luck for
интересно.
them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. They nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Напарник?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie."
Willie.
You think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
Willie. Хорошая попытка,
I
Рой.
need to go over the case notes.
Where are we going?
Но не прокатило. Я не добежал до левой двери машины.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up the long skull. Could be.
We caught up with Mal. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc.
He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
The guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town. Tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
С Роем уже, блин, связался. Ох, Рой.
Stolen over the last year.
Крысёныш.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you.
Они там уже контактируют за спиной меня.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
И чё тут надо мне найти? Ох, тут. Ну давай. Кожаная бумага.
Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
Да. Кольцо чё не думал? Нет. Кольцо с черным сапфиром. Вот оно. Ну-ка, сейчас вообще почти. И золотой подсигар.
It's here.
Есть.
Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud. Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
Мистер Беверли. Ну и все.
Is he in some kind of trouble?
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Дом семьи Ивстром. Погнали. Жги резину, а не землю, Рой.
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Напарник.
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes.
Пиздишь.
You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Пиздишь меня.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps.
Комплимент. Крысёныш.
Nice house.
Да, ничего такой. Дверцы, правда, фигня. Подошел, пнул, бился. Все.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom
В
in?
России попробуй сломать какую-нибудь дверь. Ты ногу себе сломаешь. Пятку себе перебьешь.
I am Mrs. Eavestrom.
Коллегой
How may I
станешь.
help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Неплохо. Минералочка будет?
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
Ну, врет, и что вот? Бесценная тиара, которая хранилась в семье 50 лет. Портсигар, ну да, и... А, врет. Что мне выбрать? Ну, блин, ну, сомнения.
So you have no idea who did this burglary. A lot of these cases tend to be inside jobs.
How dare you impugn my character and the character of my staff? If you have no further questions, I suggest you leave.
О, фак. Опять доказательство надо было выбрать. Ну какое? Ну какое доказательство это? Ёшкин кот. Где цифра 4?
What can you tell us about the burglary?
That terrible night, at least a year ago.
Вообще
But
все
let's not go
неправильно.
into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
А, 12 вещей, наверное, надо было выбрать. Что она там сказала? Ну давай, поверю тебе.
Were you in the house when the burglary took place?
Good heavens, no. I was at a social function held by a Dr. Harold Stoneman and his lovely wife. I returned home and all of my things were missing.
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eavestrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You've only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother.
Mama?
Hello, detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work.
Опа.
Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
Ну чё, как тебе там в зале сидится?
Your favorite orchestras and the most popular songs in the land. KTI Radio.
И куда мне ехать? Это что такое? Ломбард. А чё, Рой меня не может довести?
We're missing something here. Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiance you're making scurrilous accusations about.
And Randall was obviously...
Ну, ёшкин кот. Не люблю ездить. У меня роль для этого есть.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
What a sock in it, sister. You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
Как, Рой, как у тебя сирена включи? Только налево не поворачивай. Пора вверх подниматься.
This car cost me a fortune, you moron.
Вот сам бы сел бы за руль. Я говорил, я не хочу ехать. Пропуски пошли еще. Как далеко ты живешь?
We might get there quicker if you use the siren.
Сейчас еще мне за этого мирного жителя штрафы какие-нибудь дадут. Наконец. Квартира Арнета, 7:15 п.м. Время сколько сейчас?
Come on, sister.
Let's
find out who your fiance really is.
А он там уже мел. Уилли его грохнул. Стопудово.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
Arnett.
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Oh, Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
Квартира 30. Дамы вперед.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Убивает его уже там. Уилли уже замочил его. А вот ты. Только маленький.
Go on, get your hands in the air.
Убивать. LAPD, оставаться на своем месте. Ох, не люблю я бегать. Разозлишься меня сейчас. Ах ты твою ж. Ох, не люблю ходить еще по этим узким проходам. узкой фигне. Давай, налево, налево. Он ждет меня за углом, что ли? Да. Ах, Фелпс. Ушел, подозреваем. Растяпа.
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallop.
Че, живой, что ли?
How'd I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming around, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry?
Смотреть квартиру. Хотя ха такая большая, сколько мне тут исследовать-то надо.
Nothing significant.
Чего особенного? Я так и думал. Так, рубашка. Нет, не рубашка.
Junk.
Хлам. Джок. Я думал, джок это шутка. Так. Что-то я слышал. Что-то я слышал. Что это у нас за писульки?
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
То, что ящик, сундук там открыть, это я понял. Может, что-то еще есть? Сейчас, как всегда, тут бутылочки, бутылочки. Хлам. Джоп. А как он? Я уже забыл. Опа, арбузик. Это нормально. Нормальная тема. То сентябрь еще далеко до сентября. Пороемся в личном белье.
You told Heather you're honeymooning without her? Vacheron Constantine. It's an extremely expensive watch, Henry.
A graduation present from my parents.
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
Ну, давай 7 по боку. Ложь.
You won't let me leave until we finish this, detective. So you'd best get on with it.
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
Давай ложь. И что мне сейчас?
You're lying, Henry. How can you prove that I'm involved, detective?
Как я докажу? О, часы, наверное. Часы.
I thought as much. Shouldn't you be calling me an ambulance or something?
Неправильно, ах.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was gonna marry Heather if she'd have it. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was gonna create a new gang.
Блин, я не знаю. Сомнения, все.
You wanted Julia Randall out of your life.
Why would he want that? Julia was our friend.
Julia was his hump, sweetheart. They were the Bonnie and Clyde of society burglars. He met you and realized he didn't have to steal anymore. He could just mooch from you. He needed Julia out of the way.
Julia was insatiable. She didn't care about anyone, not the least me. She was never going to go back to the poverty she came from. I wanted it to stop.
Опять неправильно.
Who is Henderson and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Ну, какие вот у меня доказательства? У меня нету доказательств. Я, видно, лажал раньше.
Give it up, Arnett. You're facing the gas chamber. Give the judge some reason to commute.
You still don't get it, do you? Julia entrapped everyone. She was so beautiful. So goddamn.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
Доктор. Да. Хуже всех я расследовал дело. Надо навестить этого Стоунмана.
You know the way. You can drive.
All right, where to?
А доказательств у меня нету. Нету.
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
Should have never told you that.
Пистолет в руку. Дуло на доктора. И пусть чистосердечное пишет. Иначе никак. По жесткому надо работать. Или сыграть роль хороший, плохой полицейский.
Time for the doctor to give us something to make this all better.
LAPD, всем оставаться на своих местах.
Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
I'm so glad you came.
Да ты что?
Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief.
Да.
You know that I loved her. I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough.
Любовник.
She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
Да, девочка. Такая судьба доктора. Тоже?
You'll call Dr. Gerard.
Тоже с ним спишь?
No. Please don't cry.
Секретарша. Да.
I want to see no one.
Я вижу,
Not my
спишь.
wife or my children nor my friends, and I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key.
Ой, ну давай, на жалость меня не пробьешь.
What have I done?
Ах ты, сука! Ах ты, ёб твою!
Didn't see that coming.
Пипец. Ох ты, не ожидал я этого. Да. Ну все, не плачь. Док сам виноват.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine.
Ну все, осталось ублюдка
Says to meet
пристрелить.
them there.
On our way.
Ну все,
We have
все,
an
не
address
плачь,
for the runner.
не плачь.
Let's try and wrap this up
Не
then.
плачь, девочка. Еще будут у тебя другие доктора. Все, погнали. Пришьем.
That old boy really fell for that broad.
Преступника и пойдем спать.
She was incredibly beautiful.
Поддон.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for
Я на тело хочу посмотреть.
You're talking from experience.
Да.
Certainly am. Oh, I like women as
Бедняга.
much as the next guy. As long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
Ужасно, ужасно.
Thank God I didn't park there.
Ну ладно, уже
You're behind the
вечер.
wheel.
Рабочий
where
день
we're
уже
going?
заканчивается. Осталось одно незавершенное дело. Квартира Уилли. Час ночи. Обалдеть, переработка. Кто мне за это будет платить? Я уже должен
He's
был
around
седьмой
here
сон видеть
somewhere.
в это
A
время.
big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find a game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this side of the street.
A harmonica playing wrestler. That's a weird
Я
one.
тебя узнал.
Think he knits as well?
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt
Нет,
on
нет,
us.
нет. портиках бегает. Чуть не понял. Вы чё, чуваки? Нет, это не он. Рой, ты там хоть смотришь, ищешь его или нет? Я ничего не понял. Интересно, где этого говнюка я должен найти тут? Журнал. В сторону улицы. Блин, тачка нужна. Полиция можно брать. Уилли, ты где?
Wait. Pull.
Опа. А вот и он. Уилли, я за тобой. Говнюк. Опять как макака тут прыгать, лазить. Уилли, я иду. Куда бегу? Куда он убежал? Может, он вниз побежал?
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings. There he is. Waste the son of a bitch.
Нифига себе там в него. Нифига себе он бронированный.
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he?
Щи получил от меня.
Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today.
Отлично, да.
Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
Хорошо, обалдеть. Да. Не в духе я после этого дела. Чувствую. Не до конца дожал.
is gone, Hank. The Major is dead. We're being overrun. We have to get off of this hill.
That's one of our 50 cals still firing, Cole. The 22nd are still fighting.
It's over, Cole. Looks like you're one of the lucky ones.
Say goodbye to your friend Hank, Jack.
He was your friend too, Cole. Is this how you're going to leave him? Are you wounded?
Not a scratch, Kelso.
Well, get up and get out of that fucking hole. Find a stretcher while you're at it so we can get him out of here.
Что, просто так лежал, отдыхал? О, приколист.
I guess that's you, Cole.
You were up here all night?
Yes, sir.
And your command?
Gone, sir.
Sorry to hear that, son. God damn it, we have beaten these bastards back. It's the beginning of the end, and it was one here. You're a goddamn hero, son. What's your name?
Lieutenant Phelps, sir.
I'm recommending you for the Silver Star and promoting you to First Lieutenant.
Earl Phelps, a shooting at the 111 Club, 6232 Hollywood
Это мы уже
Boulevard.
на следующий раз
Sounds like
оставим.
a homicide beef. Two of the dead guys caught in the
По одному
crossfire were carrying
расследованию
army surplus morphine.
за часть.
Get over there before homicide tramples all over the place.
We already cleared that up.
Judge in Pasadena took the big sleep yesterday. He had a personal stash of 20 cigarettes. Appears we didn't get all of it.
Well, you can only...
Ладно.
This guy was willing to rat his own
Всем
mother
пока.
after I'd
С вами
sweated.
был Юрнелло.